I use the example of religion, and I use an example of myself growing up in Zimbabwe. The British did not come to Zimbabwe until 1896. Prior to their coming, we did not know of white color or black color. We were Africans. We were Africans. But the missionaries came in and they told us about Christianity. They told us about Jesus Christ. They told us about the angels who were white and the devil who was black. Then they turn around and say, the angels are desirable. They do the wonderful things. We must aspire to be like them. And they said, oh, by the way, we may not look like this white sheet of paper. Besides, remember, they introduced the color white and the color black. We didn't have that. So we know how black looks like. We know how white looks like. But they turn around and say, the angels are white and we are white too. Never mind how we look. We may not look like this piece of paper, but believe we are white. And we represent the angel. And you're black. You may not look like this cover of my phone, which is black. But you represent the devil. The devil is black, the devil is evil. We all must run away from the devil. You don't want to represent the devil. Oh, by the way, you may not look like this black piece of paper, but you're black too. Then now let's go to church. And we kneel down in front of the white angels, in front of white Jesus, who we know very well Jesus Christ was not white. Even their own Bible tells us he had crimson skin. We know for a fact that when Mary and Joseph were running away from King Herod, they were told to go to Egypt. Why? Because in Egypt, Jesus Christ would blend with those who looked more like him. If he was white, they would have told them to run to Europe. So we have all these obvious lies that we have been told. So for centuries, we have knelt and worshipped white Jesus and white angels and denied that which they told us represented us.
This woman is fire. you know, um, since I started following her, I have learned a lot about my home continent, Africa, about how the Western power are using Africa or has used Africa, and how we must be careful about China. That China is not that shining armor that we might be thinking they are. You know, she has helped me have an informed opinion about China. She has said that China is a great power. China is a good business partner. But people should not forget that China is also a country, and China is someone who might one day in the future want to follow the expansionism agenda. That they might say that they do not plan to expand beyond their borders. They might just say that now, but we don't know what will happen in 100 years from now. For example, China is building more bases around the world. China is investing in critical infrastructures around the world, like ports and railways. And most people might just think that, okay, it's good. You know, many countries around the world, especially African countries, need those ports for trade. It's good. But there might be a behind motive that we do not see it as of now, that we do not know as of now. There might be something that we are not aware of. And that is why we must all be very, very careful. You know, this same lady was appointed by the AU to serve as the AU ambassador in the United States. Her job was to rally together all the African diaspora and put them in a kind of like one umbrella that is the AU, and try to set the agenda of the continent. And oh boy, I need not say she did it really well. In fact, she was very, very good at her job. She did it so well that even her master, the AU, became scared of her. Like the saying go, never ever outshine your master. That is a very bad idea. So she did that. She did a fantastic job in the US. She rallied together the diaspora. She educates them on African culture and history and what we, the Africans, must do to move Africa forward. And you know what happens to her? Instead of the AU to say thank you for the great job you are doing, instead of the AU to say, wow, this is a fantastic lady who really understands the Africa agenda, who really is doing her best to put Africa first. No, 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 no. The AU fired her. I have always known that the AU was like a spineless person, but I never thought they would go this far. I never thought that being spineless wasn't enough, that they were way more weaker, and that even a lame dog was so much better. Let me tell you a story. Um, the Chinese built the AU hall in Ethiopia, in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. So they built the hall and they gave it to the AU. Who knows what the deal was? There is no free lunch, right? I'm quite sure there is a behind door motive for doing that. The Chinese cannot just build a hall and give it to them for free. No, no, there's something behind, but that aside. And there was a story that came out that the Chinese actually planted a mole in the hall and they were using it to spy on the AU. When the AU or when members of the AU were discussing their agenda, the Chinese would be listening to all what was going on allegedly. And when this story broke, do you know what happened? The AU was the first person to came out and said, no, this is all a rumor. It is all slander. It's just meant to discredit China. This is totally misinformation. The AU was the first person to say that. This goes to show you how toothless the AU is. They see someone doing a fantastic job and they say, no, no, we don't want this person. I will hope that people like Dr. Arikana Chihombori can occupy position of powers that will help Africa move forward. But the irony in Africa is that people like her, people who love the continent, people who have Africa's interest at heart, never get the opportunity to change things, never get to occupy those positions that can really change things because the establishment won't let her occupy those positions. She speaks the truth, she educates people, and she will become the target. So the establishment will never allow her to occupy such a position. They will like people like most of the leaders in Africa who are so full of themselves and care less or nothing about their home countries or their people. They rather sing the praise of America. They rather sing the praises of China. They rather congratulate France for all the terrible things they've done in Africa, rather than really taking a critical look into Africa and trying to see what Africans are going through and then render solutions. They won't do that. Dr. Arikana Chihombori was doing a great job. And instead of letting her keep on with her excellent job, they fired her. Someone doing great things, someone really going out there, putting herself out there to educate Africans, to bring Africans together, was fired. That is how you appreciate hard work. That is the way you praise people who do great things. By what? discrediting them. But you guys out there, what is your take on what Dr. Arikana Chihombori said? Do you think that we Africans really do not own our narratives? Do you think that we Africans are easily convinced into jumping ships? Do you think that it's right time for us, the Africans, to own ourselves, to be more responsible, to take our own destiny into our hands, and to start building an Africa that all of us will want to live in? Share your thoughts and opinions with us in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. And also, please do not forget to like this video, share this video, follow our Facebook page, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel, because little bit of good way, like the one you're doing just now, help us a lot and we shall ever be grateful to you. So thank you very much for doing just that. And like always, see you in the next one.